And in Iraq, the country is going through a climate crisis. There is water shortage, heat waves and sandstorms that are engulfing entire cities. But Iraq's latest crisis is not just a result of climate change. The man to blame here is late dictator Saddam Hussein. His political ecology has left the war-torn nation more vulnerable to climate crises.
It is code red for humanity. Climate change is ringing alarm bells. But here in West Asia, freak weather is the new normal. This is Iraq's month of climate chaos. First there was water shortage, then there were sandstorms, and now heat waves. Iraq is experiencing it all. It has seen over 10 sandstorms since mid-April. The trend has been associated with climate change. But there is also the legacy of Saddam Hussein's policies, one that has left Iraq particularly vulnerable. Saddam commanded the draining of the southern marshes. This was in the 1990s. Why? Because the southern marshes were a site of popular anti-government uprisings. Saddam wanted to quell the protests, so he called for the marshes to be drained. These marshes were crucial for Iraq. Emptying them made it easier for saltwater intrusion. Since then, governments have tried to restore the marshes, but there has been no respite. The dried up water bodies provide more fodder for these sandstorms. In 2009, climate change and water wars drove ISIS recruiting in Iraq. Desperate farmhands swapped their tools for assault rifles. Their promise was simple: join us and you will never have to worry about feeding your family. It came at a time when yearly droughts had plagued the nation. As a region, West Asia is already water-stressed. There was never too much water to begin with, and reports suggest there won't be much left soon. But water scarcity is already fueling tensions here. The consequences could be dire, areas could become uninhabitable. Tensions over water sharing could rise, and political violence could erupt over water. In Iraq, the water crisis has been in the making for nearly 2 decades. Like this lake in Iraq's western desert. The Sawa Lake was once a biodiverse wetland and a recreational landmark. But humans and climate change have now killed it. It is a barren wasteland with piles of salt.
This year, for the first time, the lake has disappeared. In previous years, the water area had decreased during the dry seasons. But this year, for the first time, the lake has completely disappeared. And this is a clear indication of the impact of climate change on the region.
Iraq has witnessed persistent drought over the years. Sometimes temperatures are so high it could become uninhabitable soon. Add climate change to the back, and the future of water and life here is as grim as ever. West Asia Bureau, WION, World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.